As Lida slowly stepped into the mist-shrouded village, the forest enveloped her in an eerie silence. Towering trees stood like ancient guardians, their twisted branches tangling overhead, creating a canopy that filtered the dim light into a mysterious glow. The humid air and the whispers of unseen things seemed to swirl around her, a soft, inviting hum that both intrigued and frightened her. She felt the forest's breath, a gentle, alluring touch, as it encircled her in an uneasy embrace, drawing her deeper into its lush mystery. An elderly villager stepped forward, his weathered face lined with worry and wrinkles. He warned her in a voice that rustled like dry leaves in the wind about the forest's terrifying watcher. This mysterious creature lurked in the thick shadows of the ancient trees, invisible but evoking a deep fear that had echoed in the villagers' hearts for generations. The air seemed to grow heavier as he spoke, each word carrying the weight of countless stories whispered around the swaying campfire in the dark night. Weight of the coin, with deep, solemn eyes that held many secrets in his heart, Yufet carefully placed the ancient coin in his outstretched hand. The cold metal felt surprisingly heavy, as if it bore the weight of countless stories woven through time. "This is your only shield," he murmured in a voice heavy with unmistakable fear. Each word reflected the seriousness of the moment. An almost palpable tension permeated the air, intensifying the weight of the history surrounding them. Eyes in the night asterisk as she stepped deeper into the heart of the forest, her flashlight flickered in her hand, penetrating the thick leaf canopy. The light danced along twisted trunks and tangled vines, revealing glimpses of a world shrouded in mystery. Each glimmer of light seemed to peel back layers of ancient wounds, revealing the secrets hidden within the undergrowth. In the shadows, unseen eyes watched her every step cautiously, as if the forest itself was holding its breath, awaiting her next move. As Lida makes her way deeper into the forest, she stumbles upon an altar covered in a thick tapestry of tangled vines and velvety moss. The carved stones that adorn the altar's surface tell terrifying tales from the forest's terrifying past, with each intricate symbol whispering the story of someone who has fallen victim to its mysteries. The chilling image serves as a solemn warning to those who dare to hide beneath its shadows, to tread carefully amidst the secrets hidden within its lush embrace. In the darkness, her camera softly captured the fleeting shadows just beyond her reach. As she studied the image, a terrifying figure appeared, its piercing eyes glistening with terrifying intensity. It felt as if this mysterious figure was tethered to her, locked in an eerie bond through the lens, staring intently at her as she watched it. Curse of the Watcher, a warning in fear. As she opened the photograph, a palpable silence spread among the crowd. Villagers backed away, their faces terrified, their eyes wide with disbelief. Some murmured soft curses, their voices trembling like leaves in a storm, while others turned away, unable to cope with the horror they were capturing. Whispers of approaching doom filled the air as one voice rose above the others, urgent and pressing. They pleaded in words heavy with terror, reflecting the overwhelming fear that gripped the hearts of those who dared to look. A cursed departure. As she walked out from the looming trees, shadows hung over her like an evil cloak. The whispers, once soft and uncertain, grew louder and heavier, weaving through the thick air. They emerged from the edge of the forest, a black stream that followed her with each hesitant step, leaving her bound to this haunted place, with no hope of escape. Upon her return to Vientiane, she felt the curse still cling to her as if it were a second skin. Shadows danced terrifyingly around every corner, stretching and twisting, while faint whispers lingered around her like billowing smoke, carrying her ever increasingly through the city's bustling streets. In the stillness of the night, she leaned close to the mirror in the misty bathroom. Her heart pounded as she stared deep into the shadows. A chill ran down her spine. There, in the deep darkness, a pair of eyes stared back at her unblinkingly, cold, determined, and filled with an unquenchable hunger. The reflection was alive, something mysterious lurking just beyond the edge of her perception, making her skin feel sick. As Lida gripped the coin, its meaning deepened. The cold metal felt heavy in her hand, as if there was something hidden beneath its surface. A mysterious connection was pulling her, an invisible thread tying her to the Watcher, something she felt she could never truly break free from. She squeezed her eyes shut, goosebumps running down her body as Mr. Petuin's ominous words repeated themselves in her mind over and over again. The Watcher claims what follows. Each echo seemed to fill the silence around her, turning into a haunting incantation that grew louder and louder. The weight of the words pressed down on her, a constant reminder of the latent terror she could not escape. The hustle and bustle of the city slowly died down, leaving only the faint whispers of the forest in the distance. The air became thicker with the smell of damp earth and lush greenery, making her feel alert as the bright world around her came to life. At this moment, reality began to blur, and she felt the embrace of the forest as if it were gently calling her back to its lush depths. Haunted by the weight of her secret, she withdraws from her friends, widening the gap between them. Every conversation is fraught with danger, and she worries that even the most superficial mention of the curse could land her loved ones in the dark grasp of a watcher. As loneliness wraps around her like a heavy cloak, she despises the joy in their company, believing silence to be the only shield she has left. In a feverish dream, she finds herself tied to a moss-covered altar, vines coiling around her like fingers of dark magic. An ancient voice echoes through the dense air, whispering, "Return, or be claimed." She awoke, her heart pounding as the allure of the jungle whispers of mystery and danger, luring her soul in. She staggered out of bed, the cold floor making her shiver all over as she clutched the coin tightly in her hand. An eerie dim light filtered through the cracks in her room's door, drawing her in like a moth to a flame. Her heart pounded. She stepped into the dim hallway with an unsettling energy. The air was thick with an unsettling energy. She finally knew that the curse had arrived, ready to exact its long-awaited revenge. She stepped outside to breathe in the cool night air, and felt a chill run down her spine. The whispers swirled around her like an icy wind, growing louder and louder, until they became haunting. Each murmur was urgent and terrifying, beckoning her back to the depths of the forest, where shadows and secrets still lingered. In that moment, Lida felt a deep, terrifying awareness wash over her. The jungle had trapped her soul. The Watcher's curse not only haunted like a terrifying ghost, it gripped her tightly, trapping each victim in an eternal web of shadows that whispered secrets of despair and loss. She froze, the weight of the darkness pressing down around her, knowing that once it was claimed, there was no escaping its suffocating embrace. She stood at a crossroads, the air filled with tension as two different paths stretched before her. To her left, a dense forest covered in tangled vines and towering trees shrouded in mystery, whispering the secrets of nature. To her right, dark city streets twisted like a maze, crumbling facades and flickering streetlights emitting an eerie and chilling aura. The two choices felt like cages, each step forward was an unwilling surrender to the unknown fate that awaited her. A month passed, and the once lively apartment was quiet and empty, save for a tarnished coin and a faded photograph. The coin glistened in the dim light, like a memento of a life once filled with excitement. Lida's story, a story full of mystery and suspense, had become a whispered legend among the villagers, echoing through their conversations like a haunting poem. It served as a chilling reminder of the untamed power of the forest, which forever lingered in their minds, and of the shadows dancing at its edges.